I'm watching for
We're going live.
Here we go. Good morning. It's Thursday, May 4th, 2023. It's 9:15 a.m. and this is a meeting of Senate Natural Resources and Energy. We are officially done as a regular morning committee at this point, but we will catch as catch can have meetings till from here to adjournment, which is scheduled for May 12th, just to keep bills moving. This morning's discussion is pretty brief, but I just wanted to clarify, get a sense of where the committee is at on the RES bill. I said, oh, let's all review the stuff we took in yesterday. There was a lot of testimony. I have loads of notes on many sheets of paper, and sleep on it, come back this morning. So I usually start with my take on things, but in the interest of priming the pump, I'll say, although I thought we had, the bill was trending towards a JFO based report, other than the REMI stuff that the department doesn't do because they don't have access to economists and economic modeling. The more technical questions that we went through on storage and grid, etc., I felt like they were all in the department's work already, and it just felt like, okay, that wasn't my expectation, but the more we learned, the more I felt like, I think we had some questions about maybe the depth of the questions or the answers that were going to be developed, but that the topics were going to be covered, and it's never my goal to do anything duplicative. So I honestly, I came to the conclusion that I wasn't sure there was a point in us having a study unless we could clarify things not in the department's work that we thought we want answers to for next January, when the legislature as a whole, House and Senate, I think, will readdress the RES. And I think I was thinking about it, whatever we do on the res affects every customer in the state of Vermont and for an extended period of time. So I'm just feeling sometimes less is more. And I think I'm feeling sort of being extra careful about what we do. So I'm happy to ask questions and figure things out. I'm not inclined at this point to sort of steer to any particular conclusion. So that's a long way of saying, I don't know how other people feel about it, but when I went through all the different things we wanted to cover, the only one that was clearly not in the department's wheelhouse was the economic model. Mm-hmm. And if we wanted to find that, then I think that's a pretty easy thing for us to spell out. And we could put, I think it would be very brief language and it could live someplace else. Something else. So that's where I landed after sleeping on it and looking at it. Right?
Feels great.
Yeah.
And did you get a chance to talk to Ellen? Did you get anything drafted up or?
I talked to her. She was actually sort of out straight last night. I said, well, okay, because it's language we can insert somewhere. I said, if you have other things you really have to do, we can find another way to slot that in somewhere, and but that I would ask to have something for tomorrow.
Okay.
So that we would sooner rather than later, but just it was already like 7 o'clock, and I felt like she was beleaguered.
But it's in the queue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Queue.
That's all that I need to know.
Between what's going on, there are a lot of amendments that she's responsible for on S100. And they're also coming to her for more than one committee.
Yeah.
And so
It's a lot.
we are going to see tomorrow. We're going to have some testimony, brief testimony on Act 250 as it pertains to the relocation of poles and wires. We were asked to think about where could we put that. I think we're actually going to see it in the House bill. It's having some extra stuff tossed in. So that's where I landed. Senator McDonald, do you have any thoughts on the study, what question we might ask and how we might do that?
Studies control a lot of stuff. You can make Carl Rove make a study or Bernie Sanders make a study on the same subject. Likely to get two completely different answers.
Well, is there anything, so I think one way for me to rephrase the question is there anything that departments either doing that you're not sure that they're gonna do it in a manner that you think would be entirely helpful, or?
Yes, they're lobbying against the actions that we take to slow and stem global warming and carbon sequester. That's what they do.
Okay, is there any question that you think we ought to move as a separate question through JFO? Okay,
People want to run this broker coming up this year.
sure. So how about this? Does this sound workable? I'll talk to Ellen, get something drafted for us, try to get it today, later in the day if she has a break. And circulate it to people today if I get it, otherwise we would take a look at it tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we'll meet in here, 8:30 to 9. We're zooming into economic development so that Ellen can do a 2-committee walkthrough of as much of S100 as we can do in an hour to get a running start on it, even though it's not going to be coming back to the House, back to the Senate for another couple of days. Anything else? All right, everyone looks very happy right now. You can read the room. Pretty cheerful group. We'll be passing out hemlock shortly. Okay.
That means we're close to the end.
Yeah, closer to which end, I don't know. All right. So that's really it. Just the one. So I'll talk to Ellen. I'll get something. If you have feelings about like, hey, I thought about it some more, and here's what I'd like to put into that JFO piece, let me know. Otherwise, something discrete on economic model.
Sure.
And yes, that's an 8:30 start. Thank you, Jude.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, 8:30 to 9:30 Zoom with economic development. 9:30, we're going to hear about, we were already scheduled to hear from GMP on this request on Act 50.
Yeah.
Because we were being asked to find a home for this language. Now that I've learned it's gone into the housing bill, I still would like us to know what it is before we ever see it come into the committee room as part of the housing bill. So it's already found a
You're
home.
zooming with economic development.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're in the same building. For
I-
We can't all fit in the same room and the same space, so Ellen's zooming in. we're
Talking bodies or egos here.
No,
I think bodies mainly,
yeah.
but probably our egos.
I would be happy to go down there, but if there's only 4 of us, I don't know why we're doing it this way. It was suggested to me.
It was suggested, yeah, from.
It was suggested to me that we could do.
Even
And since my high school is pleasing as many people as possible. I
That is
think
a very-
Yes, okay, all right. So enough, nothing else. Anyone have any other business? So we'll pass over 161. We'll have that amendment. It's gonna be in all our names. Michael, I've asked Michael to draft it. I just sent that email before we went.
do we need to take a formal motion or anything on the amendment?
Sure. we can-
Or is it just if we all sign on, it's,
That's right. That's the signal to the road.
What do you think about adding the storage language or some parts of the storage language
To the data.
to whatever we
the burn permit?
whatever we're drafting for like this.
Oh, I assume that was gonna be a part of, I
Yeah,
think
so-
that we had,
Yeah, I think that's right. So storage was one of the things that it was mentioned only very briefly.
Yeah, right.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
If you have, can I ask you a favor? Could you, since it's your bill,
Yeah.
how about if you turn that into a couple, whatever, questions?
Sure.
And send that, and then, or fold it in and
Okay.
see what we have.
Great.
Tomorrow we can look at it, we can edit, It'll be an easy and quick edit, and then we'll have something in our pocket, ready to go someplace in the next week.
So you're looking for Senator Watson to do questions that would be included in the study,
In the
not,
draft, in the
not the language that we had Ellen work on, but in the bill originally.
Well,
I think
I
it could
think-
just be that.
Yeah, I think,
Right.
could it just be that?
Sure, but rather than me guess, why don't you pull together what you want
Sure.
out of the broader storage topic and turn it into something that would be sort of written in the form of, we'd like answers on X, Y, and Z.
Okay, yeah, great.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So Remy plus storage. Okay, and if anything, of course, if anyone else thinks of something, feel free to reach out to Ellen today and we can get it in there and take a look. Okay. So with that, we're supposed to be upstairs for the photo officially at 9:40. I don't think the photo's till 10.
They really are trying to get.
I'm not sure, this is like, someone pointed out to me how much like camp the legislature is, that we're coming to the end of camp and we're gonna have a group photo. Everyone down at the waterfront at 10 o'clock for over by the